What is up, everyone? Barricade here, and I'm bringing you guys my review of Dragon Ball Super Episode 25. And overall, this episode was a lot better than last week's, in my personal opinion. I thought it was really good. The action and the dialogue was very interesting. I really liked how at the beginning of the episode, they kind of like talk about how Goku has the power of a deity, and he's basically a god, a yada yada. And they basically just talk about his Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan form. The one thing I really like though is not just with this episode, but even last week's episode, they pretty much confirmed and stated that Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan is stronger than Super Saiyan God. And I know that sounds really obvious, but the thing is, a lot of people were debating that actually. They thought that the normal Super Saiyan God form, the red haired form, was stronger than Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, which doesn't make any sense to me at all. But Dragon Ball Super finally confirmed it, that Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan is stronger, and I'm actually really happy about that. But anyways, yeah, they're talking, and Frieza's not scared about Goku's new transformation. He doesn't look fearful at all. And basically Frieza like tests his power and like tries to fight him while he's still like non-transformed, basically normal form Frieza against Super Saiyan God Goku, Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan Goku, and obviously it doesn't work. And then Frieza just realized, all right, okay, I gotta try now. So he starts transforming. We get the new version of Frieza transforming into his golden form. And then the thing that's funny is the whole time while they're fighting or whatever, Jayco's like taking pictures of them, and then it turns out that pretty much if a planet is deemed like risky or something, his space patrol squad will send a missile to the planet and blow it up. So even though he's taking these pictures and just having a good time, he pretty much states that if they see it and he reports back to his squad, they'll deem the planet dangerous and then blow it up, which is pretty funny and weird. Like they totally skipped over that in the movie. They never even mentioned that. It just seemed like Jaco wanted to take a picture of Beerus and Goku and them, and never really once mentioned anything about that is actually him reporting back to his squad. And then Bulma like flips out and breaks his camera, and then once again he just pulls up like a random camera, starts taking more pictures, and then Frieza actually spots him doing so and looks at him, and Jaco practically like shits his pants because he's like, oh my god, Frieza just looked at me, which is true because Jaco is nothing towards Frieza. Frieza would just obliterate him or his little space patrol squad, so Jaco really needs to make sure not to catch any attention from Frieza. But anyways, and then they go back to fighting. And then the thing that was actually pretty strange, based off Frieza, is that he pretty much states that, oh, I'm so powerful that I can kill you in an instant, so I'm saying goodbye to you right now. Like, he's just so sure of himself that he's going to destroy Goku. Like, he doesn't even care that Goku became a god. He's just like, you're going to die, so goodbye. And it's just kind of like weird, and they start fighting. And then we get that little crazy scene that was never even hinted at all in the movie, which was Beerus talking to Champa and Vados. Pretty much Champa, the one that looks like Beerus, and then the lady Whis that was with him. And then he basically states that they're looking for 7 things, which is obviously Dragon Balls. I think in the manga it stated that Champa's looking for these things called these Super Dragon Balls, which are like planet-sized, and he can pretty much make any wish with those type of Dragon Balls. Like, there's no limits like the way they are to the Earth Dragon Balls or the Namekian Dragon Balls. And actually, I don't know if this is true, but pretty much what I read was that that the Super Dragon Balls are the origin of the normal Dragon Balls. That the ones that we have on Namek and on Earth were actually small little pieces that broke off the Super Dragon Balls. And pretty much when you gather all 7 planet-sized Dragon Balls, you pretty much have no limits and you can make any wish possible, which is pretty crazy. And I hope that that is true, and I hope they actually bring that up and show an actual summoning of that dragon, because just imagine first of all how it will look. Shenron and Porunga look entirely different from one another, so it's not weird to say that this other dragon will, first of all, one, have a different name, and second of all, most likely be completely different looking than Porunga or Shenron. And the difference between Porunga and Shenron is actually really huge in terms of size. Shenron's huge. Shenron's like bigger than a building, but Porunga is like gigantic. He's freaking makes Shenron look almost microscopic in terms of size. So this dragon that comes out of Dragon Balls that are literally planet size will probably make anyone in their universe look like a speck. Like, this dragon's probably like freaking much bigger than a planet. And to be able to make that type of wish is just super interesting, and I really hope that they summon that dragon eventually, which I'm pretty sure they will. But I just can't help but wonder what it will look like and what it will sound like. But anyways, we cut back after all of that and that little bit of a hint and foreshadowing. Cut back to Goku and Frieza fighting again. Beerus shows up and he wants a sundae, and then it's actually like a funny scene where Beerus basically states he's not gonna interfere with Frieza's fight with Goku, and that all he cares about is his sundae that he got from Bulma, and if you stay near him while he's eating, you'll pretty much be safe because he'll do anything to protect his sundae. So you see freaking Master Roshi, Gohan, everyone else like standing next to Beerus because they know that they'll be safe if they stay next to him, which is pretty funny. And then one thing that was really interesting about this episode also is if you notice, it seems like Goku's having a lot more trouble against Golden Frieza than he did in the movie. In the movie, it seemed apparent that Golden Frieza was stronger, but it didn't seem that, but like by that much. Like Goku was able to keep up with him, and Frieza was just getting some good hits here and there. Whereas in this version, Dragon Ball Super, it seems like Golden Frieza is just far stronger than Goku. Like he's just kind of overpowering him a lot. Like Goku can't even keep up with him. He knocks him on the ground, and the episode actually ends with Goku on the ground and Frieza standing above him, basically like showing his almighty power that Goku can't keep up with. And Goku basically states that all he has to fall back on is one advantage, which is pretty much what was stated in the movie, that his energy will run out. So I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen in Super as well, that Frieza's energy is going to run low real fast and Goku could then turn the tide of the battle. But until then, he's basically just going to take a beating because he can't keep up with Golden Frieza, which is pretty crazy and interesting compared to that of the movie, which seemed like Goku was actually winning during that whole fight, and then he kind of just pisses off Frieza, and then the energy, starts running out, and Goku just totally owns him. And like this one is completely different, where Goku's just kind of getting owned and just hoping that the energy will run out sometime soon. And then while also they're fighting, Frieza gets scared of Beerus because he sees Beerus and he's like super scared of him. And then Beerus is like, oh, so you're not going to show me any respect. So he has to say like Beerus-sama or whatever, like how it is in Japanese. Which I'm pretty sure they'll change in the English version. But pretty much he has to show respect to Beerus because Beerus will pretty much obliterate him. But, he's like the only person that he's scared of. Like Beerus is the only person that Frieza's scared of. He's not scared of anyone else. He's just, but with the second you see Beerus, he's just like, oh my god, like I really hope he doesn't interfere, because if he does, I'm like totally screwed. It's kind of funny to see Frieza in such a submissive attitude and kind of scared attitude. And then we get to see the funny scene again from the movie where Jaco wants to take a picture with Beerus, and Bulma basically tells him, oh, I wouldn't be surprised if he kills you. And he's just like, never mind. But overall, this whole episode was really good. I liked it. Had a lot of good dialogue, pretty funny scenes. Action is good. The only thing I will say, though, is there was certain parts where Frieza looked freaking weird, like in animation. He just looked really weird. And I know this series is new, but I don't understand why the animation is so, choppy. Like, I understand it's because they're probably making episodes weekly, and they're just trying to push them out, but I really hope that eventually they really up the animation, because there is parts where it looks really good. I ain't gonna lie. There's parts where Goku's posing or whatever when they're fighting. Animation looks flawless, looks almost as good as the movie. But then there's parts where you see Frieza walking and he looks freaking weird. Like one ear looks bigger than the other, where he just looks poorly drawn. And that's the only complaint I really have with the series, is that sometimes animation just looks really wonky. But overall, great episode. Looking forward to the next ones. Can't wait to the new arc after Resurrection F, to where we see the Universal Tournament, and hopefully we get a hint and look at the Super Dragon Balls. But anyways, guys, if you guys like this video, please definitely hit that like button, subscribe, and tell me what you guys think about Dragon Ball Super so far. Overall, really love this episode, and I can't wait for the new arcs. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and take it easy. Thanks for watching this video. If you want to see my most recent Gears of War video, hit that link on the left. If you want to see my most recent Dragon Ball video, hit that link on the right. Thanks for watching, guys.